Hello, this is Forrest again. Sitting here in Atlanta, waiting for my dispatcher to get my run ready for the day. They were running a little short on some runs for today, and I wanted to try to head back towards Jacksonville. And I was just noticing, and sitting here down the street from where I'm at, I think there's an auto auction down there, like a Copart or an IAA, not far from me. And I was watching the trucks come around the corner from this intersection I'm near. And it's kind of funny, because you can look and you can see the guys that are paying insurance and you can and doing it right, and you can see the guys that are not paying insurance and not doing it right. Either way, the ones that are not doing it right, they're the ones causing the loads to be lower, right? And in the car business, in the car hauling business, the freight business is not so bad, because in freight, of course, you're waiting 30, 45 days to get your payment, or you've got one of those quick pay systems where you're losing 3% because you get paid quickly. But anyway, you have to qualify for that. And most of the people that are driving the 2500 with a 5-car mini wedge behind it, a 14-year-old 2500 with a 5-car mini wedge and ball tires and all that kind of stuff, they typically can't qualify for what it takes to have the quick payment services through Anybody Loves, or there's lots of other companies out there. And so that's why they wind up in the car hauling business, because most of it is COD. There's some of it that's not. I mean, if you're hauling for like a Certus or somebody like that, which we do a lot with a Certus and a New and Ready Logistics that we haul for. Now those companies there, there's a wait time there. There's 10 days and 20 days and whatever. But even then, most of those services like that are not going to take them, because they require proof of insurance and all sorts of other things that these folks just don't have. And if you think I'm making that up about not having insurance, let me tell you, I was at an auction not too long ago, and there was a guy next to me, and he had an older Chevy 2500 with a 3-car with the flip outs for 4 cars, and he was loading 4 cars. And there was a name on the side of the truck, but no MC and no DOT number, just a name, something hauling or something on the side of the truck. And so I asked the guy, I says, man, I said, boy, insurance is really high, it's so expensive. He said, yeah, it sure is. And I said, so who do you have your insurance through? And he said, Allstate. And I said, you have trucking insurance through Allstate? I didn't know that they had trucking insurance. He said, oh no, I just have full coverage on my truck. I said, so you don't have an FMCSA number? He goes, an authority. And he said, no. I said, DOT nothing. And he said, no. And I said, you're supposed to have all that if you're driving commercially. He says, oh, well, I only have a few direct customers that I haul for. So I just work for like 5 or 6 direct customers of mine. That's all I haul for in South Florida. And I said, it doesn't matter. If you're not hauling your own car that's registered to you, and you get stopped by the DOT, he's going to want to see a BOL for those cars, and then he's going to find out that you don't have an authority to be commercially driving down the road, because those are not your cars. Even if they're owned by a car dealership, even if you own the car dealership, you probably have a problem. But you don't own a car dealership. And the guy said, well, I'm not worried about it. I don't mess with I don't mess with the weigh stations anyway. That means he's driving around weigh stations. And that's the guy right there that'll have a wreck, not have the proper insurance, hurt somebody, and then all hell will break loose inside the hotshot business. And you get enough of those, next thing you know, the federal government's getting involved, and then they come up with some other stupid law, some other stupid rule, because of somebody like that's running around out there. So the next time you're driving down the road and you see one of these guys driving one of these, crappy trucks, you can see the air in the tires, and old trailers that are rusted and maybe no name, or even worse, I saw a guy with a piece of notebook paper with crayon and duct taped it to the window of the truck, and it got wet, so the crayon was kind of skewed up and you couldn't hardly make it out. But next time you see one of those guys, right, and you're laughing saying, man, look at that guy, that's crazy, you shouldn't have fun at all with that, because that's what's costing you money. Because that guy, because he doesn't have to pay all those costs, he'll take a 50 cents a mile vehicle. 3 of them, that's $1.50 a mile, that guy. Can you imagine if you didn't have a truck payment, you didn't have a trailer payment, if you didn't have any insurance other than regular, a couple $100 a month for full coverage insurance? Can you imagine that? What you'd have? The money you can make in hot-shotting cars? Boy, you can make a fortune. And that's what they do. And then you went around all the weigh stations, so you never had to worry about how much weight you were carrying. You get somebody that wants you to haul, 3 Sprinter vans somewhere, you jump right on it, because what do you care, right? So don't laugh next time you see one of those. You should cry next time you see one of those, because you're thinking, that guy's taking those cars for 40 cents a mile. That's why I only got 75 cents a mile for the ones I've got, right? Anyway, that's just kind of my rant for the day. Thank you for watching.